Good morning, Ranjith.
Morning, Mariana.
Thank you so much for having agreed to participate in this interview.
Pleasure.
Could you give us a quick introduction on yourself?
My name is Ranjith. I live in Nairobi with my family, my wife and 2 children. I'm originally from India. We moved to Nairobi from Munich. Before that lived for several years in the US. Spent quite a bit of my formative years in Africa, in between Tanzania and Nigeria. We moved here for my job, and about a year ago I decided to start working on my own, trying to set up a business for myself, but also working with very early stage startups based in Africa, but also in other parts of the world. Mm-hmm. So we're here now to stay here for a couple more years. I'm an engineer by training. I have a master's in computer science and I've done an MBA from INSEAD. I initially worked first 5-6 years of my life as an engineer / computer scientist / sort of project manager. Post MBA, started working in sales. So large infrastructure projects in telecommunication has been my specialty.
Now, apart from the professional side,
I have quite a lot of interest in wildlife. I like working with young entrepreneurs that I find interesting just because it's fulfilling in many ways. I like technology, so those are probably my main sort of interest.
Well, wildlife is probably something where Nairobi is a good spot to be in.
So it's a good place to be.
If you were to describe Nairobi in 3 words, what would that be?
It's a great place for a young family to live and to develop over a period of time.
When you first came here, what struck you most?
They go out of their way to be friendly with you. Generally, most people smile, unlike many other parts of the world. So very people especially.
Was there any culture shock arriving here?
No, nothing. I've spent many years in Africa before, also I'm from India, so I suspect a lot of the developing world issues that you see are not really an issue for me because I don't really see it. In many ways it was a lot more softer in Nairobi.
How about for your wife and children?
Neither, I think.
What is it that you like best? What do you like least? And do you ever miss home?
What I like about Nairobi, you could pretty much find whatever you want as an individual. You have to look a little bit, but generally most people have certain lifestyle requirements and so on and so forth. You can generally find a good fit for that here. I think it's a nice place because there are good schools, there are good facilities here, so it's definitely more pleasant particularly for an expatriate to sort of live here. What is a little bit annoying is I think generally the safety issues, which hasn't really personally affected us yet, but you have to have caution on your side. So as you travel, as you live in a house, you need to be fairly secure compounds and things like that. So that's probably the most difficult part of it.
Any moments where you miss home?
I see my family lives with me, so that's home now. And for me that's generally where home starts and begins. So my parents, of course, but we see them quite often, so not as much. So home for me is actually Nairobi now.
Watch the entire interview on whatsitlike.tv. Our interviewee shares personal experience about all aspects of living abroad. For example, what's it like to integrate and make friends? What's it like at work and in business? What's it like to live in the city? What's it like to bring a partner and kids? We have prepared for you hundreds of candid, real-life accounts of expatriates who are actually there. It is almost as if you call them directly. See you on whatsitlike.tv and get all your answers before you move.